Hello everyone. In our previous class, we have discussed introduction and overview of the chapter motion. And today we are going to discuss states of motion. We have two states of motion. One is rest and second is motion. Rest is considered to be the natural state of motion. Means when any object is not moving, we say it is at rest. Rest. Technical definition of rest is the rest is the state at which an object is stationary. Stationary means the object is at present, it is in rest state, but it is capable of moving. For example, sleeping or book lying on table. In all these examples, you see the object is capable of moving, but at present it is in stationary condition. Means the object is sleeping, object is sitting, and book lying on the table. When we compare this with the second definition says rest is the state at which an object is fixed. Here the object will not move at all. For example, school, buildings, and hospitals, etc. They are completely fixed, they don't move at all. So you can compare these two definitions, what is the meaning of stationary and what is the meaning of fixed. Stationary means at present, temporarily they are at rest condition, and fixed means they are permanently fixed. They don't move at all. Third definition of rest is the state at which an object is not moving with respect to its surroundings relative to particular frame of reference. In this definition, you will see what is frame of reference and what surroundings we are talking about here. Example, we can take passengers in a moving bus. For example, there are two passengers in a moving bus, A and B. This is case number 1. When A looks at B, he will find that B is at rest. And when B looks at A, he will also find that A is at rest. So, B is at rest with respect to A, and A is at rest with respect to B, and the bus is moving. In a moving bus, when any passenger looks at the fellow passengers, he will find them at rest. And the second condition is A and B are two passengers sitting in a bus, bus is moving, and there is a person C standing outside the bus along the roadside. He is standing along the roadside. What he observes? He observes that A and B both are moving along with the bus. So, observation of person C is that A and B are moving. So here you can see with respect to A, the B is at rest, and here with respect to C, both A and B are moving. Situation is same, but the reference point has been changed. Earlier we were discussing with respect to A and B, and here we are discussing with respect to a person who is standing outside the bus along the roadside. You can consider third case also, where the person sitting in the bus looks outside the bus. Here he will see the trees and buildings, they are moving backward. The bus is moving in the forward direction, and the passengers sitting in the bus, they will observe that trees and buildings they come across, they are moving in the backward direction. But actually the trees and buildings, they are at rest. So here we are discussing the frame of reference. With respect to these two persons, all the objects which are there outside the bus, they are moving in the backward direction. Similarly, we can see the person C who is there outside the bus. He will see that the trees and buildings, they are at rest. So they are the same trees and same buildings, but according to the frame of reference, their context has changed. A and B, with respect to A and B, all the trees and buildings, they are moving backward, but with respect to the person C who is standing still. The trees and buildings, they are at rest. So frame of reference is very important. Frame of reference means with respect to, we are considering the object under consideration. Frame of reference basically means with respect to. Now you have understood what is frame of reference. Just in the second definition, we have just mentioned the state at which an object is fixed is called rest. And the examples are schools, buildings and hospitals. But do you actually think that schools, buildings and hospitals, all these things are fixed? According to me, they are moving. They are moving continuously. Can you tell me why? Yes, just because of frame of reference. If someone outside the earth looks at the earth is moving continuously, it is rotating and revolving continuously. So anything inside the earth, any school, building, hospitals we have talked about, we the human beings, animals or any object inside the earth, that is also continuously moving. Though we see each other at rest, we see all the buildings, all the schools, they are fixed, but actually they are moving, they are rotating, revolving continuously when we are considering frame of reference. Though it sounds funny, but this is true. So I hope you have understood the frame of reference. When somebody outside the earth, from some other planet, looks at the earth, so earth is rotating and revolving continuously and anything inside earth is continuously moving. So that is the concept of frame of reference. So here we have discussed three definitions of rest. First definition of rest was the state at which an object is in stationary position. This was your first definition. Second definition says rest is the state at which an object is fixed. And the third definition of rest is the state at which an object is not moving with respect to its surroundings relative to particular frame of reference. Next state is motion. Motion in general means movement. Any change in position, we say that is motion. But in technical terms, the first definition of motion is an object is in motion when its position changes with time. Its position is continuously changing with time. First example, let's say birds fly. When birds are flying, you will observe that at some point of time, birds are here. And after some time, you will find that birds have changed their position. They have reached some other place. Next example, fishes swim. Swimming of fishes is an example of motion. At some point of time, the fishes are here. And after some time, you will see they have changed their position. They have reached some other point. Blood flowing in our veins and arteries. Blood flowing in our veins and arteries. This is also an example of motion. Blood is continuously flowing, it is continuously changing its position. Cars and automobiles are moving. So this is also an example of motion where the object is changing its position with time. Second definition of motion is an object is in motion when its position changes with some reference point. Here we were talking about time and here reference point is important. What is reference point? For example, let's say this is the starting point of an object which has moved 5 kilometers in the east direction. So what we will say? An object is started from O and it has traveled 5 kilometers in the direction A. So O is the reference point here. Reference point. We also call it origin. Let's say an object has moved from point O and traveled 10 kilometer in the north direction. So what we will say? We will say that object has started from point O and it has traveled 10 kilometer towards north direction. So position has been changed from here to here 10 kilometer. Position has been changed from here to here 5 kilometer. So the reference point is important. If we don't mention reference point, how you will say that object has moved? It has moved from this point and it has reached this point. So reference point is important. So dear students, in today's class you have learned and understood concept of rest and motion, and in our next class you will learn about physical quantities and units of measurement. Thank you.